Good evening. We have a mystery story out of Washington. 5 people have been arrested and charged with breaking into the headquarters of the Democratic National Committee in the middle of the night.
The Democratic National Committee is located in the Watergate office building. The burglars forced a stairwell door, then taped its latch open. The door, now part of police evidence, was noticed by one of the guards employed by the Watergate complex. At first, the police found nothing. Then they spied 5 men crouching behind some desks.
Neither the president, obviously, or anybody in the White House, or anybody in authority in any of the committees working for the re-election of the president have any responsibility.
Bounce back to Watergate, because we were talking about the expertise of the plumbers. Brilliant.
Right.
Brilliant at what they do, or did, rather. So what do you think Nixon would have learned in the Watergate break-in that would have actually helped him win re-election?
I think the only thing he thinks he did wrong was the cover-up. He feels like he just let it. I think he felt like he just let it get out of control, and then he hated the media anyway. So that's whom he felt he needed to protect himself from.
But what do you think's in the Democratic headquarters at Watergate that's going to help you win the election? Like, what's there that you can use? I mean, this is just me asking from a conversational point. I don't know what's there. But what do you think what do you think the break-in was going to accomplish? What do you think it was going to find?
God, it was just after the Ellsberg papers.
So
remember that? It was
that the Vietnam thing?
Yeah. The basically, if I'm, please, I'm not the historian title is bullshit.
This is where, I was going to say, this is where Russ explains that the historian title on his TikTok is
I explain that to the followers also.
It's not quite of the PhD caliber that you would hope, but
not at all.
All right, so but it's good. It's good, and I encourage everyone to follow you on TikTok if you want a good laugh and look at interesting points in history. So they were hoping to find some sort of bonanza that they could
some
use.
Dirt, I guess. I don't know. I've never heard anything about them looking for something specifically.
Do you think they ran that break-in by Nixon? Do you think he was aware of it before it happened? Do you think they said, listen, this is what we think we should do, and we're going to do it? We want your blessing on this? Or do you think someone said, go get it?
Question.
Yeah, you don't know, huh?
Yeah, I would imagine he trusted his henchmen to do, the down and dirty, and then it finally came back to him. But that's just my guess.
Did they have scheduled henchmen meetings where okay, the president would like to talk to his henchmen about your ideas, about the potential to break into the Watergate or the post break-in, sort of debriefing what you find? Well, there was no debriefing because those guys got rounded up.
Well,
and
I did do a TikTok about his plans for Jack Anderson, the columnist, the journalist who Nixon had sanctioned the idea that they kill Jack Anderson. If I'm remembering my TikTok, they at first tried to spread rumors because Anderson, was a journalist who was one of the most famous at the time, and he would do this thing like report true facts, and Nixon wasn't a big fan of that. And this guy was really getting on Nixon's nerves. And at first they tried to spread a rumor that he was a homosexual, that Jack Anderson was a homosexual. And it didn't really take off the way they wanted to. They broke into his house at one point. Oh, that's right. They had planned to put a poison aspirin in his aspirin bottle, breaking into his house. And then they nixed that idea. I think because it would have to be so random. They'd have to wait for him to get a headache and then go.
Or someone else takes it.
Yeah, someone else takes it. And what I think they finally, I think it was the Watergate attention from Watergate that broke this whole idea up, where they figured, screw it, we got to pay attention to Watergate. But I think their final plan was to have him robbed, and it looked like a robbery, and he got murdered, like on the street or something.
Yeah. It's a pretty dark perspective to think that there's a conference room someplace or the like where people like this get together and be like, you know what I think we should do? Let's leave a poison aspirin. Let's kill this journalist. Leave a poison. No, his neighbor or his kids might take it during a pool party. Well, why don't we break in and rough the place up and just gun him down? That might work. Oh, wait, hold up. The B squad just got caught breaking into Watergate. So hold up on this assassination thing. We'll reconvene with Dick over the barbecue and softball game on the weekend. Like, do you think that's what it feels like? Like these guys are just.
It does.
I mean, the thing I love about all the president's men, though, is how it takes the time to go through and make the mundane research very interesting, like where they're calling all these people. And these people in the White House are taking their calls and they're identifying themselves as being with the Washington Post, right? Washington Post?
Yeah.
And they're taking the calls, and some of them are talking, or some of them are not meaning to talk, but letting things slip. And then other people are like hanging up and calling back like they want it. And then some people are talking quite openly about, hey, here's what happened with the money and the payout, and here's how we paid these guys. And it's amazing how far we've fallen since Watergate, because like everything was sort of like a jaw-dropping moment. Now you get all this craziness. It seems like on a daily, you're barraged daily with this sort of, I don't know, not conspiracy, because a lot of it's legit, but just this barrage of crazy, I guess.
Yeah, there's two sides. You know, the country's split.
Your road to redemption is paved with tombstones. No quarter, kill all masters. Go to noquarterkillallmasters.com. Rated R.